All right, hello students. Hope you guys are having another good day. Mr. Hale here, starting off with another topic about our solar system and our universe. Today we're going to be talking about the life cycle of the star and how a star forms all the way to its end demise. We've already talked about what a star is in some of our other videos, so now let's go on to the life cycle of a star from the beginning to the end. Let me scroll on down. And we're really going to focus just on this diagram here. Our life cycle of a star is going to start off. First, we're going to start off with this thing called a planetary nebula. It is this little gaseous cloud that came from the Big Bang. When the Big Bang happened, a big explosion happened, and a whole bunch of dust and debris started to conglomerate together. Remember, particles have gravity, and as a particle starts to attract other particles, they start to clump together. So first we had this planetary nebula that is a clump of gaseous clouds that are coming together. Over time, that cloud starts to clump together because of the sheer gravity. As the gravity gets bigger and bigger, you're going to start to form a star. Remember, when gravity gets so much, the gravitational pressure forces the molecules to start to fuse together, lighting it basically on fire, making a plasma. Now, there are two types of cycles you can go through. You can go through a yellow star cycle like we are. It's going to get bigger. It's going to need fuel, and as it gets more and more fuel, it's going to go from an average size star, it's going to get bigger. And it's going to start to get bigger in size, and also going to start to change color because of the size change. And it's going to turn into a red giant. So you're going to go from a yellow average star to a red giant. From the red giant, it's going to keep going out, but once it gets so big, it either needs more fuel or it's going to just kind of puff out. Here, we don't have enough mass in the solar system to allow it to keep getting too big, so it's just going to go to the red giant. Once it runs out of fuel, it's just going to puff out, turn into a gaseous cloud, and then finally it's going to go down to a white dwarf star at the end. All right. The other way of doing it is it's going to start off as a star, but there's enough mass and material in the solar system to keep giving it mass. Then it starts to get bigger and bigger. It goes from a massive star to a red giant. To give you an idea, that yellow star would be like our average star. A super red giant could be 1,000,000 times bigger than our star. That red giant is so big, but actually take up the orbitary planets, or the orbits of Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, the red giant could take up. If they get so much mass, the gravity is so strong that the whole thing collapses on itself. When that happens, and it collapses on itself, it's going to go into this massive explosion, just BAM! Massive explosion. When that happens, you can either get a black hole from that supernova, or it's going to collapse into this explosion and then create this really fast spinning thing called a neutron star. So those are the two cycles of our life cycles of our stars, and I hope you had a good time with that. If you have any questions, make sure you ask. This is KD2LPM for K2GSG. We're going to sign out and see you another time.